Hey, shalom, 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 shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I would like to give all the honors, the praises, and all the glory belongs to Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Mahavaka Kwadash. Honors to the apostles that have in the Holy Spirit, and to the few, I mean a very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in hopes of being saved within these last days, because you know we're living in the last days of the last days. I so want to get this lesson out right now. So much I've been pondering upon. It's so important to have time to yourself. Get away from all the mental chaos. Get away from the hustle and bustle. You have to get away from that and basically gather your thoughts together, right? Because that's the only way you're going to build a connection with Yahweh Shai. That's the only way. So we're going to go to this, and Lord willing, I hope this is edifying. And there's a lot of things I'm learning, not just about others, more about myself. And there is a lot of things we still need to fix up on. Could be a lot, could be just a few things. Check this out. This is Matthews, right? This is Matthews. And we're going to jump straight to, we're going to get straight to the point, Matthews 10. And we're going to jump straight to, Matthews 10. Let's go to Matthews 10. Actually, go to Matthews 9 and 35. And Yahushua went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues. So what does this indicate? It says cities. Cities. Right? So there's different cities, right? Right? There's not just London. There's not just London. In the UK, there's Sheffield. There's Birmingham. There's Manchester. There's Huddersfield. There's Doncaster. There's Newcastle. There's Liverpool. So you kind of get the drift, right? And it says, and villages. So he even went to certain villages. There is villages in the UK, teaching in their synagogues, buildings, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing every sickness. So guess what? The gospel was being preached, the kingdom of heaven, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. So Yahushua was doing a great work. A great work. Traveling, meeting people, working miracles, healing the sick, right? Preaching about the kingdom of heaven and what it entails. He wasn't stuck in one place. And he was definitely not in no loop. Okay? Because guess what? Guess what's required to get to that next step? Yep, you have to step out in faith. One can't just sit there and say, well, I hope the Lord, I hope he does something for me. I just hope so. But there's no movement. There's no movement, stagnation. So what does Yahushua want us to do? Move. Move on. That's what he wants you to do. Move forwards. That's what he wants. Because he can't do what he wants to do with you if you're not branching out. Now, there's certain people they teach within their area, but the prophets, they branched out to different places, to different locations. This is what they done. They were not just comfortable at, we just teach and stay in the comfort zone. No. No. If you were a prophet, if you were an apostle, apostle means sent out. That's what apostle means. You're sent out. Out where? Out into the world. Right? Let's go to John also. That's what an apostle is. I've been so thinking about this right now. This is heavy stuff. Right? So let's continue. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who is called Peter, Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew the publican, James of Alphaeus, and Nebaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not in the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So they were told to go, right? But not into the way of the Samaritans, because they were heathens. Go, right? Go out. Where you going to go? You don't know. Where the spirit of Yahushua leads you, the spirit is like the wind, right? Come on, the apostles, they went out in faith. They were doing this thing in faith. That's how they were doing it, right? Faith. So nothing's wrong with not knowing how things will go. That is faith. Abraham, when he stepped out, when he left his parents, right? Because his father was Terah, which was an idolater, in the land of Chaldea, some would say Mesopotamia. What did he do? He left knowing that there was a better thing for him on the other side. This is what the men of the Lord done. And they didn't know what would be there, but they done it out of faith. This is how one gets to the next level. That's how. See, the enemy wants you to be fearful and stuck. Or not necessarily stuck, but not branching out. Not trying new things and new adventures. Because when you try new things and new adventures, that scares the enemy. It scares the enemy. See what else we got, Baba Kishore. Go to John. Come on. I believe you could be much more effective, and it's all down to Yahushua. I'm not telling brothers to do that. But I believe if you really want to get to this next level now, do that. And listen, you're going to see it's a big world. It's a big world. Yes, the world is bigger than London, by the way. Much bigger. All right? There's some people that never even leave their community, let alone London. You know, there's certain people that have never, ever, ever went abroad. Not once. I'm not telling brothers to do that, but I will say it will change things, especially if you're preaching. It will change things. There's people out there for you. Right? There is. But how would you know that if you're comfortable? How would you know that? You know how many people that are waiting for you? Come on, don't spoil this. Don't spoil this thing. The Lord wants us to move in faith, the leap of faith. Let's go to John 17. This is John 17. And we're going to jump straight to... I want to get to the main points, Baba Kishore. About they were sent out to the world. So we're going to go to John 17 and we're going to jump straight to... You know what? Let's go to 9. Right? It says, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which Thou hast given me. For they are dying. And mine are dying, and thine are mine, and I'm glorified in them. And I am no more into the world. But these are in the world, and I am come to thee, Holy Father. Keep through thy own name those that hast given me, that they may be one, as we are one. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that gave us me, I've kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, which is Judas Iscariot. Right? And it says that the scripture might be fulfilled, and now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them their words, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world, even though I am not of the world. I pray not that I should just take them out of the world. So Lord ain't taking us out of the world. He's got us. Right? But should just keep them from the evil. Right? They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. The word is truth, and thou hast sent me into the world. Even so I have sent them into the world. Sent them. That's what an apostle is. Someone that's sent out to what? To preach the kingdom of heaven. So that entails this whole lesson. That's what it entails, right? Not being in a little bubble, right? Not being in a bubble, right? There's so much things out there for you, but you're not gonna know that if you're just in one little place. And listen, the brain it's amazing how the Lord wires our brains, but there is programming that we got to let go of, and certain mindsets that we have to let go of. Now, how the mind is wired is the mind usually reverts back to what it knows and what it's comfortable with, and that's where you get patterns, because the brain's just used to that. I wanna go where it's comfortable and it's not too much, and don't take risks, because that's the flesh. That is the flesh. That's why the scripture says you got a war against the flesh. The spirit wars against the flesh. The flesh wants to do what's comfortable. The flesh doesn't want to take risks, right? But guess what? The spirit of the Lord, it can listen. Nothing is impossible when you have the spirit of Yahushua. You gonna step out. You gonna do something different. Come on. Let's see what else we got. Neither I pray for these alone, but for them which shall also shall believe me for that word. So it's written. Brothers, it's written. Alright? I'm not saying, brothers, I'm not saying, oh, it's in for you got to go here, you got to go to take a trip to Spain. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you really want to get to the next levels now, you're going to have to start traveling a bit more and getting out and communicating, because that's a big part of this truth as well. Let's go to Romans. Communication, right? Life is bigger than social media. Yeah, life is bigger than that's not life. Social media, that's not life. It's a means to push out the word, and that's all it is. Got to communicate with people, man. Let's go to Romans 12. You can't communicate with people if you're always hidden in your house. If you're always at home, how can you communicate with people? Well, you can, but that's not a true experience. Go to Romans 12. Hold on just a minute. This is Romans 12, and jump straight to verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love. In honor, preferring one another, not slothful in business. Fervent in the spirit. This is a business, by the way. It's the Lord's business. Fervent. So we have to be fervent in the Lord's business. On fire. Right? If you do 3 videos, try to do 5. If you do 5, try to do 7. I remember back listen, when I first started off, bro, it was like, I was picking up pace. It was, 7, sometimes it'd be 7, 8 videos a day. But over time, you do pace yourself and you mature, but that's good. The more you're in the word, the better. Right? Because that means you're building that relationship with Yahushua. But don't burn yourself out, because this truth could be very taxing to the body, a lot goes into this. So it says, not slothful in business. You can't be lazy. You're going to call yourself a man of the Lord, but you're lazy. They were not lazy. They were not greedy. They were not lazy. They weren't none of those things. Right? You have to, this is dedication. This is dedication. Right? You got to put all or nothing. It's all into this. Put your best foot forward. And it says, Baba Kishore, not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. That's what the Lord wants us to do. Serve Him. Serving the Lord. So we got to serve Him in sincerity. Don't just do it when it suits you, or well, I feel like doing it today because of this, and don't be selfish. Do it because you've been called to do it. And are you going to have opposition? Of course you're going to have opposition. Because if you didn't have opposition, then it wouldn't be a fight for your faith, would it? That's why it says in Jude 1 and 4, contend for the faith. Contend. That's what the Lord requires. We're contending. Oh, just yawning. Baby, we got to contend. See, this, and guess what? The devil, he will mess with your flesh. You can have all the energy in the world, and as soon as you want to study, you feel tired. That's the enemy. You feel sleepy. That's the enemy. Right? He can do that. You have all this energy in the world. As soon as you pick up the Bible, you feel tired. Let's go back to this. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing in instant prayer, distributing to the necessity of the saints, giving to hospitality. So we got to distribute. You're giving this, you also distribute it. What does that mean? Deliver it to the people, just how you have distribution trucks. What do? Logistics, traveling, giving. We got to do the same thing, right? With hospitality. What's hospitality? A good deed. It's another form of benevolence, giving. And the Lord in Corinthians, the scripture says the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Let's see if we can find it. The Lord loves a cheerful giver, which is charity, man. And I'm kind of trying to pace myself because I don't want to burn myself out. So yeah, we have to be careful. And remember, we got demons out here as well that are trying to usurp our energy. So we have to be mindful. And they still happen to find out where I was, right? That shows you they are trying to traffic people. These people, they're traffickers, man. But again, we've talked enough about that. But just be careful because you could go to a place where not many people are and they still try to sniff you out. You know, so that shows you this trafficking thing is real. They're participating in that. They're wicked. They're wicked. All right? They're wicked. Let's go to Corinthians, Baba Kishar. This is 2 Corinthians 9 and jump straight to verse 6. By this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall also reap sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall also reap bountifully. So it's according to what you're putting in. If you're being stingy, then you're not going to get much back. Right? And it says, he that soweth bountifully shall reap bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart. So let him give not grudgingly, nor of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. See? So when you're someone that gives, and you don't even want it back, the Lord looks upon that. You're giving and you're not even expecting nothing back, but you are going to be given something back, right? The scripture says when you do alms, do it in secret, and it shall be given what back to you, right? When you're teaching, that's a form of alms, a form of charity. So you will get given back, but don't blow that trumpet. Certain things you do in secret. When Yahushua was healing, sometimes he said, don't let them know I healed you, and just go your way. And it says, every man as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly. Oh, but I don't want to do it. You know, that's that miser, that miser spirit, man. Mm? It says, not grudgingly of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that you always have all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work. You see? You see? This is what happens when you're abundant. The Lord blesses you. It's not always physical. He can. But when you're a cheerful giver, the Lord could also bless you spiritually with more wisdom, more understanding, more patience, more faith, right? And so forth. As it is written, He hath dispersed abroad, he hath given to the poor. His righteousness remaineth forever. Now he that ministereth seed to the sower, both minister bread for your food, and multitude your seed sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness. Being enriched in every good thing to all bountifulness, which causeth through us thanksgiving to God. There you go. There you go. It's not difficult. What the Lord's asking, it's not difficult. But are we willing to take that step? Let's go to Proverbs. Come on. The reason why you could be stuck, you know why? You know why? Because you're not taking that step. That's all the Lord wants. You're not taking that step. So the Lord can't do as much as that you're not willing to do. Because it's there. The opportunity is there. It's there. Even other people can see it. The opportunity is there. Let's go to Psalm 37. A lesson was done yesterday about the freedom. You are free. So you're not held back by you're not bound. You're not bound by the devil. Right? That can only happen if you allow him to make you believe that. You're not in a loop unless you allow him to embed that thought in your heads. You see, listen, let's go to Psalm 37 and 5. Commit thy way unto the Lord, Yahweh, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. So when you're committing, you got to meet him at least halfway, and he shall bring it to pass. And let's be real. Are you afraid of the unknown? Are you afraid of the unknown? Are you afraid to take risks? The people that achieved anything in life, they took risks. The people even that are in business, that are millionaires, hear their stories. How much money they lost. Some of them lost millions before they gained other millions. Because that's taking risks. See what else we got. We're going to shut off soon. It has to be done. It has to be done. That's why when Peter, remember when Yahweh said, walk to me. Walk on that water. Take that leap of faith. And what did he do? He was walking on water. But he began to sink. Why? Because of the things around him. The waves. The winds blowing. Making noise. That's what threw him off. So guess what? The things outside of us, yeah, the enemy uses that to throw you off balance. Because Peter was walking. He was walking on water. But he did begin to sink. He did sink. Why? Because doubt set in. Because of the outside things around him. We can't allow outside circumstances, what you see, to stop you. You are not bound to anything anymore because you're free. You escaped the devil's clutches. You know what that means? You actually know what that means. When you're talking about the kingdom of light, you represent it. So when you go places, you're representing that. Right? It's mad, isn't it? Mad, baby. So you get to represent that. So like I'm just being facetious to these gang stalkers. So you get to do that. You get to travel and preach the gospel and share that good news with other people. You get to do that. Right? So like that's just my cheerleader. Can you hear him? You got some cheerleaders. I told you the paparazzi, you got people that follow me and you got weird people. You just got some weirdos, man. So just know that. Freedom. You got freedom in this word. You're not bound. It's the witches and warlocks that try to do that rubbish with you. Bound you. I bound you. Spellbound. You're not unless you allow that to dictate your life. It's up to you. We have that choice. Do you want to take this further? It's up to Yahweh Shai, but he will meet you there if you're willing to take it a bit further now. Remember, the more risk, the more faith that's given to you. The less risk you take, not that you're not going to have faith, but he ain't going to be able to show you the things he wants to show you. New life now. Some of you are living with your mother, your father, whatever. You moved out. New life now. You're free. You don't have to answer to anyone else. Certain people are looking at you and saying, hold on a minute. He is actually free. Hold on. If I had the opportunity, I would be going here, there. Some people are watching. A lot of people are watching you and like, bro, why aren't you doing more? They're not saying that in a bad way. They're not saying that in a bad way. Why aren't you doing more? Because you have the means to do more, which is not about them, but there is people that are not in the truth. They could tell you things about yourself, and yeah, it could be true. You see? Not everybody's vindictive and evil. Right? Here it is, you're a young man, young woman. You got all that energy. Should be using that to expound this truth and serve people, which I'm not big on the whole community talk, because there's community. It goes back to a god of Baal. I forgot the name of god of Baal. Baal, what's it? Baal Barif or whatever. That's the god of community. So I'm not with that, but yeah, to branch out and to share this with people, because there's definitely people out there that need to hear it. Definitely. All right? And you're going to have, that's where the minions come out and try to stop you. The gang stalking is based on keeping you stuck like Rem. That's what it's based upon. That's what it's based upon. Because when you look at the gang stalkers, what are they doing? Not much. They're not doing much. They're doing the same thing every day. They're doing the same thing. Don't be like Rem. Because gang stalking is mostly run by narcissists. You know that, right? Narcissists don't change. They don't change. So the narcissists are the people that run the matrix. They're the agents. They want to keep you stuck. Change certain things. You see it? And this goes for me. Before I do a lesson, this goes before me, before I talk to anyone else. Little things. We can tweet little things. Adapting. Nothing. You got to know how to adapt. Your mind is like a computer. And there's certain programming that needs to be broken. There's certain comfortabilities that need to be broken. Do you have the money? How much does it take to go to Scotland, to get to Scotland from London? About £40, right? £30? What's stopping you from doing that? Are the gang stalking stopping you from doing that? I've been to Brighton a few times and taught there. What's stopping you from going to Brighton? You can go from East Croydon to Brighton. Get a ticket, return ticket. You can even stay there for a night. Sure, there's hotels or whatever. What's stopping you from doing that? Now, our gang stalkers still going to be there. Yeah, you might go to a hotel. Gang stalkers could be in that hotel. But it doesn't matter. Because you're free. You see? A lot of the times when you level up or there's a breakthrough, other people will see that before you see it. And that's where the gang stalking comes from most of the time, is to stop you from walking into your calling. See it for what it is. Right? It's an attempt to stop you from walking in the spirit. Now let's go to Romans. Come on. That's how I see it. Romans 8. There is therefore no condemnation to them that walk in Yahushua Mashiach, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. So that's just walk in the spirit. Walk. I know I'm on my bike a lot. People thinking, why is he always on his bike? Because I like my fitness. But listen, no one's stopping you. Oh, they try to prevent. They try to slow down. I've seen it. I've experienced it, right? You would take a bus or train. We used to catch train or bus, and there would be people planted there. They would counsel your journeys, it'd be counsel train, because they're setting up stuff, right? Stage theatre and all that. But that's not stopping you. They're just slowing things down. That's all. That's all. Like the bus as well. You see it with the bus drivers. They get, they get notified. They try to set things up. Bro, you can't let that stop you, man. That's the enemy. The enemy's scared. All right? Walk into that calling. And don't be afraid. Okay? Just some advice. Walk in the spirit. And now look how you're going to see things shift. You're going to see a shift. Because you already know anywhere you go, there's huge shifts in the spirit. So of course they don't want you to go anywhere. They want you to be stuck in your house. Because you're not really getting any testimony out. If you just, let me just do a lesson, go home. Do a lesson, go home. U-turn, go home. Up, down, do a lesson, go back home. Nah, bro, come on. You have to do better than that. Right? We have to do better than that. Right? Come on. Now, I do understand when some brothers say you don't really want to be out here. You don't want to be out here amongst demons and in the wrong places and all that. I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, the Lord's given this truth for a reason. You understand? He's given us his truth so you can speak to other people, because there's other people out there. You understand? That's why. Okay? You can still be effective, but you're not going to be as effective if you get too comfortable. Then guess what the enemy's going to start doing? Now he's going to look at your patterns and start trying to sabotage you because you're not moving in the spirit. When you're moving in the spirit, the enemy ain't going to be able to... Listen, when you're moving in the spirit of Yahushua, the enemy ain't going to be able to stalk you as much because you're relying on the spirit. Comfortability, survival, that whole survival mode, it has you anxious and predictable. Because when you're in survival mode, you do what's easy, right? You're not doing what's hard. You're not doing what's difficult. When you're in the spirit, you're being what you call spontaneous. And the enemy, gangstalkers, they don't know how to deal with that because they're one-sided. They're one-trick ponies, right? They get a little stupid call on their little white headsets, and they're just one dynamic. They don't do much, right? You want to break this network, you travel and you move in the spirit. And slow down. Stop moving too fast. Slow down. Have I got anything else? Oh, shut off on this. Go to Revelations. Oh, them doors are open. Them doors are open. Got to walk through it. This is Romans, Baba Kishore. This is something I've just been thinking about. A lot of you are probably thinking, well, you teach the word, right? You're doing a lot. You're trying to be as obedient, and you don't really you may not see anything out of it. Why? The Lord is faithful because there's certain things that are required. Okay, you've cut certain people off that needed to be cut off. Good. Now, what is it now? What's missing? What needs to be done now? Right? You gotta ask yourself. You gotta pray. If you don't know, you gotta pray about these things, man. Because the Lord will always let us know what we need to do next. Right? And are you gonna see people? Are they gonna try to make you feel small? It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's go Revelations now. This is Revelations 3:7. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things saith he that is holy, and he that is true, he that hath the key of David, and he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and no man openeth. The key, I bring this out quite a lot. The key, and no man openeth. Right? And it says, Baba Kishore, and no man can shut it to you. There's depths in these scriptures. So with a key, you can open, you can shut. You can shut that door and close it and lock it. No, you're not getting in. You know how they try that? The Masons and the people, they try to do that silly stuff. Oh, if he's not with our club, we're going to make it hard for him. They can't, listen, they can't block nothing. If the Lord's for you, they can't block nothing. That's called gatekeeping. Right? And it says, I know that works. Behold, I've set before thee an open door. The door's open. The door's open. If a door's open, you want to walk through it, right? If you're allowed in. And no man can shut it. Now, when I looked up this word, when I wrote it down, the door, it signifies an opportunity or access granted by God that cannot be taken away by anyone. Opportunity of doing something. So guess what? When you're in one little place, you could be missing out on opportunities because the Lord, listen, you were in captivity, but that doesn't mean the Lord doesn't want you to better yourself. There's opportunities of doing something. Shut equals obstruct, to shut up. Compassion, so that is like a thing inaccessible to one. So you don't want the Lord to shut it to you because you're not being attentive now. You don't want that. You don't want that. We don't want to self-sabotage now. Where the Lord saying, look now, you're not living with mummy and daddy anymore. You're free now. Go out there. Go out there. Live. Teach my word to the people and to the nations, man. We're going to shut off soon. And you know what? You know what makes the gang stalkers laugh? Their whole thing is you got these people, right? Some of them go to work. They do what they do. And they see you're teaching the word, but it's like, where did he go today? Oh, same place. They laugh at that type. It doesn't matter. They laugh at that type of stuff because they want that. That makes them feel better. When you're not really doing anything, that makes them feel better about themselves because they're pieces of shit anyway. So branch out. Do a bit more. Right? There is things you could do to enhance certain things within your life. Right? And it says, I know that works, behold, I've set before thee an open door, no man can shut it. For that has a little strength and has kept my word and has not denied my name. There you go. So just know, if that door is open, it's open. But the problem is, that's an open invitation, but not many are willing to go through that door. And that door is, that what does that require? Moving about, walking through doors that are open, and meeting people, because then people, they represent that as well. Yeah, you do need people, by the way. Yeah, don't just be a hermit. The traffickers want you to be a hermit, right? Yeah, there's people out there that could, that know a few people that can get you through that door. And we're not talking about no Freemasonry, right? But that's why you need to, meet the right people. You know how many, and another thing is spiritual. You know how many numbers within, listen, there's my phone. I've got my other phone in my bag. Bro, this year, probably, I think about 11 or, I don't know, but what's it, 8? About 8 or 7 numbers. New numbers. So you're going to meet people. This is another thing about this truth. You meet different people. Every day I'm speaking to someone new, and it's not out of desperation. People come up to you, they tell you their problems because they trust you. You come across as trustworthy. You don't come up to strangers, tell them your business. So when people are telling you their business, because they trust you. Right? I think I got about 8, 9, 10 new numbers. That's connections, man. Last year, I think it was about Seven? So, bro, that says something, bro. Open your eyes and you're not a victim. Get out of that flipping spirit. Get out of that spirit. And stop thinking everybody's against you as well. It's just, these are just certain stupid cults and groups and idiots that want to play about. Stop. Listen, dissociate all that thinking, man. And you have to be renewed in your mind. There's a reason why these things are happening. And a lot of the time, it's to teach us about ourselves, man. Because when you think you've got it, that's when the Lord shows you, no, you haven't got it. There's a problem there and there's a problem here. Okay? I really hope this was edifying. I really hope it was. And we just see how things go and pray to the Lord that he gives you courage, right, to do different things. Okay? Because that door is open and no other man or woman can shut it. Do not be afraid to do new things. Okay? The Lord wants good. Jeremiah says that. Good things. Good expectations, not evil. He wants good for his son. You have a son, you have a daughter. You want what's best for them, right? Same with the Lord. He wants what's best for you. It's just the devil doesn't. So you got to know the voice of, when it's the voice of Yahweh Shai and when it's the voice of the enemy. And you will know when it's the voice of the enemy. How? Because you would get nothing but discouragement. The Lord won't do that. He won't discourage you. He'll motivate you. Okay? So I'm going to shut off here. Lord willing, this was edifying. And until the next time, Shalom.